Singapore has a story I had to come back on.
Okay.
Okay.
So the most interesting and craziest story I've ever come across in my travels was this couple I met in Ushuaia after I finished riding my bike across Terra del Fuego, down the tip of South America, the most southern city in the world. I met this interesting couple that obviously were, were image impaired in terms of their ability to see, but they were waiting for their tandem to arrive, and they had a plan to ride from Ushuaia to Alaska. And the story was that they both were legally blind, but they could still see, but they were going to lose their sight completely. They both worked for Intel at the time and decided to quit their jobs and do something like as crazy as they could with their capability of their sight. So the guy that was the captain, he had this tunnel vision that was getting smaller and smaller. He described it like looking through a paper towel holder. So he had to continuously scan, but he could see in that small hole pretty well. She really, looked at a computer. It was very, kind of hard to see anything. So she was in the back. But they video vlogged the whole thing. And they had a website called Too Blind to Ride. And it took them 3 years, and they made it. But they had like crazy things about pushing their bike through the jungle, going around Colombia in a rubber raft, and then boarding a small ship, if you will, where everybody got seasick for 2 days before they went around Colombia. It was just crazy.
Wow.
But I kind of feel like the AT is kind of like a slug or non-adventurous compared to that couple. Right? They could hardly see.
They couldn't see.
And 3 years they
it took
rode
them
their
3
bike,
years.
and they just depended on so many like serendipity things that would benefit them in order to do this. They depended on the kindness of strangers, story after story that they shared, and it was fabulous, and it's amazing.
That's a great
Amazing
story.
story.
Yeah, and they made it.
They made it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And what's the name of the website?
Too Blind to Ride. I don't know if it's still available.
Yeah, I'm going to have to pull it up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still there, but
Thanks.
it was several years ago that I did this. So
Thanks
anyway,
for sharing.
That's what happened.